Newsweek just described Megan's photo shoot in Harper's Bazaar that took place at least a couple of weeks ago at this point, described it as a bin fire, right? And I was just quite amazed by that. Even within this rage culture and rage economy and hater economy and trolling economy, I just thought, wow, really, Newsweek, a bin fire? And, the dismissive way in which the, the guy speaking, the speaker, spoke of this photo shoot, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I thought, this Malik Bodian, who was the photographer, is it Bodian or Bodian? Let me know. I think Bodian was the photographer. The styling was done by this guy, Carlos Nazario. I just thought the whole thing was iconic. I mean, first of all, the designers that they picked for this guy, Carlos Nazario, was the stylist, as I said. The designers that he picked for this photo shoot, I mean, it was like 20 or more of the top designers in the world, starting with the Dior cover, the jacket and pants, which are Dior, which was interesting because, you know, you see so much on the internet right now about Meghan and Dior wants nothing to do with Meghan, and they didn't allow her to have a fitting in Paris, and she took this $30,000 Dior dress. Well, took is not even a verb, but I don't even want to go into it. And, perfume and this and that and the third. I mean, stuff that I really feel like Dior should debunk, with a statement denying that this ever happened, and B, suing some of these people for defamation. I seriously would do that. But, the idea that Meghan was wearing Dior in this photo shoot, and more than once, I mean, it was not just the pants and jacket. I think there were some other stuff from Dior. She had stuff from Tiffany and Company, like some earrings. She had a tank top from Toteem, pants from Brunello Cucinelli, Gianvito Rossi shoes, David Webb bracelet. She wore shoes from the Row, and I think a skirt as well from the Row, Cartier earrings, extreme cashmere top, Parenza shoulder dress, Bell Parent ear clips, Toteem tank top. Did I say I think I said Toteem tank top already. Um, earrings from Howe, bracelets, Sydney, Garber, Ferragamo dress as you want, Balenciaga dress, Chanel. I mean, so many of the world's top designers were selected by the stylist for this photo shoot. The stylist was this guy, Carlos Nazario. And again, photos by Malik Bodian. This was a very, very well executed shoot. It was iconic. I love the black and white. It just was, it was so much. I mean, they wish it was Kate. They really do. I mean, and not to knock Kate, but they wish this was Kate, right? And but it was Meghan, and they have a hard time dealing with Meghan's triumphs and her successes, and so they do everything they can to turn it into a bin fire. But calling it a bin fire and labeling it a bin fire doesn't make it a bin fire. It just means that y'all are a bunch of sore losers. You've sucked on your sour grapes, and you are on a vendetta to smear Meghan, right? And you've been on this vendetta for nearly a decade. She continues to rise. Still, she rises, right? Because it's going to take more than y'all to bring a good woman down, right? And so you calling it a bin fire, Newsweek, doesn't make it so, right? This was a very iconic photo shoot by any definition of the word. And furthermore, the idea that she cosplayed Princess Diana is pure nonsense. I'm sure that if she did have a pose in this photo shoot that resembled one that Princess Diana did, she probably did it knowing that you guys were going to respond exactly as you did by saying that she is trying to, you know, secretly be Princess Diana. Meghan is happy being Meghan, right? And she trolls her haters quite often because they have very low emotional intelligence as a general rule. As a group, these are not people with a high emotional IQ. I don't think. And she knows that and she just plays with that and she toys with them for that. But she, if you go back into her archives, even before she met Harry, even perhaps before Suits in some cases, you can see all these different photographs of Meghan in very similar poses to the ones that she had in her Harper's Bazaar photo shoot. I hadn't seen those photos at the time. I did a video about the photo shoot where I said that, these were original poses. I mean, because they're really not that original. I mean, she has posed in similar manners before in many, many photos. And so the idea that, oh, she's imitating Princess Diana. I mean, even if she is, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I mean, it's her mother-in-law, right? So even if she did, what's the big deal? But I mean, to reduce this photo shoot to her imitating Princess Diana and then trying to call that a bin fire, which you set, threw this woman's work into a bin. You threw kerosene on it. You lit her match and threw that match onto it, and then you called it a bin fire that you set, right? Is really diabolical. I mean, I can't really think of a better word than that. But yeah, I am really impressed with the designers in this photo shoot. I mean, Dior, first of all, like I said, I was kind of surprised because I didn't pay attention to who these designers were and these fashion houses until I was researching for this video. I mean, these are serious, serious designers. Dior, Tiffany, Toti, Bruno Cucinelli, David Webb, Proenza Schola, all of these people, Ferragamo, Balenciaga, Chanel. I mean, wow, the row. Very, very impressive, and they could handle that. And so they colluded together to turn it into a bin fire. Let's just say all the most horrific negative things we can and then call it this and call it that and make it so. Repeat, repeat, repeat. What horrible people. This was iconic. By any definition of the word, this was iconic for Meghan, for the photographer, for the stylist, and frankly, for the designers and fashion houses themselves. Iconic.